Rest in peace.
The whole world will acknowledge me.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the newest episode of the Rasslin Addicts. I'm Matt. This is Sal. How's everybody doing today?
What's going on? Another wild day in wrestling, huh? Just another day.
Just another day in the neighborhood. Monday night. Monday night was very interesting. Even before things got started. Monday night, news broke that there was a straggler. Wandering around backstage.
Where did he come from, I wonder?
And who are we talking about?
Pepsi Man himself.
Pepsi Man himself. Monday Night Raw was in Chicago this past Monday, and who was backstage? Mr. Pepsi Man himself, CM Punk. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, I had to do it when I saw that tweet from Sean Ross Sapp. I had to do a double take. I was like, "Who's backstage? Where?"
Same.
I was
like, what?
I thought it was a fake account at first. I was like, it has to be a fake account. It has to be like, it can't be real. And it was real. And then the video came out of him and randomly with Tamina, out of all people, in the parking lot. That was so random. And
I think Tamina, because his wife AJ and Tamina, I think they're like still good friends. They still talk. That's what anyway, from what I remember from back in the day, because AJ hasn't wrestled since 2014, maybe.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while, but I still don't really know what to make of it. Some people are saying it was a publicity stunt. Some people are saying, he was just there to, heal some old wounds that were, from the past with Triple H and The Miz. I wasn't expecting that one, but I don't know what to make of it. It's very weird. The timing of this is very random.
And it's he's trying to get some buzz. I feel like maybe
but
a little.
I feel like he doesn't need the buzz. He's CM Punk. I don't think he needs it.
Everything he's done since his suspension and surgery has been negative. This is you can look at this in two ways. That you're back making amends in WWE when you should be doing that for the company that you work in.
Well,
you should be doing that in AEW.
That's what a lot of people are saying. They're saying he made up with Triple H and The Miz, but he still hasn't made up with the Elite yet, which is it's kind of bizarre. All of this is so bizarre. Anything that happens with CM Punk is bizarre and just off the wall, and you don't know what's going to happen next with him. Really, you really don't.
Yeah, it's crazy because I'll take him back. I don't mind,
He draws.
I said it before that, keep him away, but Triple H does what's best for business, and I think maybe now that Endeavor now owns them, that they're gonna want maybe a bigger star, because outside of Roman Reigns, I feel like there's no one really transcends, wrestling. Brock, UFC, but who's like the big star that even if you don't watch wrestling, you would know who it is for Monday Night Raw?
Well, I mean, Cody's gang there. I feel like a lot of people know who maybe not as much as Brock Lesnar, but I think a majority of wrestling fans know who Cody is. I mean, he came back and he's just getting pops everywhere he goes. The people love him. And, I know what you mean. You have Roman, you have Brock. I mean, at one point you did have Ronda, but she's just it's old news.
I still think her name carries weight with people who don't watch wrestling all the time.
I think people who are
Ronda.
Yeah. I think people who are big UFC fans, I think that still carries some weight, her name. She's still got some popularity outside of wrestling, but right now it's just they need to rehabilitate Ronda.
I agree.
Maybe the draft could do that. But
move it to Raw. That's the move. Put her on a 3-hour show. So where if you see her, it's not like, her again.
Yeah.
Where you see her, goes, it's okay.
Fox might want to keep her just because she's Ronda Rousey, and so that might become a problem. But I don't know. But back to Punk. He's supposed to be coming back soon to AEW. I think what's that Chicago show that he's supposed to be coming back? I think June 17th. They're in Chicago. He's supposed to be coming back to that one. So that's what makes this visit to WWE even more bizarre. Yeah. I mean, it just I don't know why. Only Punk knows why he went there. Truly.
Punk being Punk. Punk being
I mean, you have people have their sources and their rumors and stuff. Only he knows. Yeah. Only he knows truly why he was there. I personally believe it was I don't know if it was a publicity stunt. I think he's feeling out the waters. I think he's feeling out the waters over there, seeing, how's everybody going to react to me being backstage?
Yeah.
Maybe he's testing the waters for a return at WWE. I don't know, but contractually, he cannot go back to WWE right now, even if he wanted to. I mean, he could ask for a release, but I don't know if Tony's going to give him that.
Especially not now. Not now. Backstage.
Not now. I don't. Unless unless something bad happens again, then you might see Punk get released. But right now, he's AEW. He's all AEW.
Yeah, he is. And while Punk is all AEW, we're all in right now. Cheap pun. With a brand new show today. Lots to talk about. WWE Draft this Friday. And, it's going to shake a lot of things up, especially with the news that came out of Monday Night Raw. And listen, I'll admit, I did not catch all of Monday Night Raw. My plate's been filled with a lot of stuff happening lately, so I caught, the snippets here and there, and it's about time, Triple H, debuting a new world championship, and I can't wait to talk about that. And back again is Ladarius Brown, our boy Ladarius, who's always been a massive supporter of all addicts. Wait, I said that wrong. Massive supporter of the Rasslin Addicts and the Scoreboard Addicts. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring on Ladarius. We're going to talk about the draft. Ladarius wrote 3 great articles where he would like to see all 3 brands go. I would like to talk I want him to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about the World Championship and who we think we should win it and why it should not be Cody Rhodes.
Oh, it better not be.
Okay.
Because he needs to be Roman.
Okay.
They cannot.
Not yet. Wait. I want to bring. I was taken back a little bit that you agreed with that because I know you love Cody, and bringing in some wrestling trivia. I think, if memory serves me right, from way back in the Belly Up days, Ladarius was our defending champion. Ladarius will be returning very shortly, defending that trivia title at the end of the night. I have maybe 7 questions about the World Heavyweight Championship, and I'm thinking, you guys got your pens, you got your papers. What I'm going to do is whatever questions you guys both get wrong will be a win for me. So,
all right. Wow.
a little spin
twist.
on it. So, yeah, I'm liking it. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully, you guys crush it and get it all right. But I'm going to play a quick ad from our scoreboard brethrens, and then I'm going to bring on Ladarius, and then we're going to talk wrestling. Stay tuned.
Let's go.
We'll be right back.
Underdog Fantasy is here to save your post-fantasy football season blues. The easiest place to play and win with the Underdog Fantasy app. Get up to 20 times your money in a single night with our Pick'em contests. Grab some insurance when setting your picks and win even when one pick fails. Go online now and use the promo code SCOREBOARD to double your deposit up to $100. Sit gingerbread, good girl.
And we're back. Sal, Matt, and the reigning, defended, undisputed wrestling trivia champion, Ladarius Brown. Ladarius, how's it going?
What's going on?
I'm doing good, guys. Long time no see. I'm sorry I didn't bring my Universal Champion, for promotional. I have to keep them in the shop, and if I lose today, I'll send them to Sal as I'll FedEx them over free of charge, of course, on my behalf, and
look at
get
that.
it situated.
Ladarius, what have you been up to?
Oh wow, a lot. Just been covering, I guess, multiple drafts: the NFL draft, WWE draft. I've been in draft mode in some form or another the last couple of weeks and months. So
I love it.
So I guess it's a winding down, I guess, for both, for one and just the beginning for the other. So very exciting stuff so far.
So yeah, there are a lot of drafts going on, but let's talk about the most important one that's going to decide the future of so many lives, the WWE Draft. And it kicks off this Friday. I don't think we still have any idea of how this draft works. Is it going to be from years previous, the supplemental draft? You're going to have Raw versus SmackDown, and then the winner gets to pick. Like how's it going to be? We don't know, but we'll find out this Friday. But Ladarius, what are some key players you would like to see move to Monday Night Raw?
Wow, it's interesting. I guess I'm gonna look at the women's division. I look at that side and it's very interesting. But if I had to name at least maybe one person I'd like to potentially see, I think it's going to be Charlotte Flair. I think Charlotte Flair is going to may not be the top pick. She's definitely going to be in the conversation. I think she's pretty much accomplished everything she did on SmackDown. I don't see a rematch with another match with Rhea. I think we've seen enough. And I think she goes to Raw, and I think we potentially get a program between her and Bianca.
No.
Something
that would be awesome.
I wanted it at WrestleMania. I don't write the show, but I would have wanted it, at WrestleMania. But if it's something they can build towards, I think that would be potentially her first big feud against Bianca. We may see Charlotte flip the script, become a heel again, which she's significantly better at than being a face. It's not an indictment on her face run. I kind of liked it, but I'm like, I shouldn't like it because I like her as a heel. So I think that's one major move that I can see happening in terms of SmackDown to Raw.
I like that too because it opens up Bianca to face a more credible opponent. Because the only maybe Trish now with the news that she might get another run, but before Trish, really the only person. Wow.
Give her everything.
Everything. Oh, listen, I didn't see her this past Monday, but 2 Mondays ago, I would have given her whatever she wanted. Absolutely.
I think they just had her do a promo segment Monday, but last week, oof. But that new entrance, my goodness.
Trish is a nice dish. Anyway, before we get distracted, outside of Trish, the only really credible opponent to take the title off Bianca would be Becky. No. And I mean, Becky went dark on Instagram, kind of like Drew did. We don't know really what's happening with that. I don't know. Was Becky on Raw Monday?
No.
Did they even mention Becky?
I feel like they did.
Yeah, I think maybe Trish or maybe I think she brought it up, but in terms of like the show, it was not thrown out there.
So without Becky, there's really no opponent for Bianca. Yeah. Then even if it is Trish, listen, Trish is still a part-timer. She's not, there every week. You need, it would be a great rub for Bianca, but by putting Charlotte on Raw, it's going to, and if they do have a match, you could honestly sit there and think, wow, Bianca could lose. Just due to Charlotte's, I don't want to say reputation, but track record of winning championships from people who she probably shouldn't win them from. And she's at 14 already. It doesn't look like she's slowing down, so Bianca and Charlotte, I think, would be fresh for Monday night. I'm over Damage Control. I'm over how they're doing, with that. Carmella is also MIA, so it's there's literally nobody.
Yeah, I mean, the only ones I could think of is probably Candice LeRae or Mia Yim, but they're not there yet.
Yeah,
they're not there yet.
Yeah, and they're not there yet. You're right,
no.
And that they're not. There's no chance of them beating Bianca. It's just not.
No,
and it's no knock on them. It's just there'd be better focus with the tag titles.
Yeah,
in my opinion. You know, but I like Charlotte moving there. I think that should happen. That's the move. All right, so that's one. We'll do one of each. That's the female that you like to see move from SmackDown to Raw. What about from the men's side?
This is interesting. I feel you could go a lot of different routes here. I kind of feel, and because if you would have asked me before they had the teams, I would have probably liked to see Ricochet back on Raw, because I think giving more time, things of that nature. But to be honest, the top male, I know this may or may not happen. I wanted to, I would be interested to see Gunther go.
Yes.
I would like to see Gunther, because at this stage, they're giving him this run, which well-deserved run. I think it could lead to something bigger, maybe end of this year, next year, whatever long-term planning. But Gunther's the type of guy where I could see him going on Raw and kind of, once again, new set of opponents, where I asked the same question, that I said with, Bianca. I think Raw has the problem. Like, who's left? At this point, you run out of opponents, and you can face multiple people as long, you put on great matches. That's fine. That kind of works. But I think you put Gunther on Raw, I think you can open up some things that could be very, very fantastic. And to throw in another name, I know it's maybe not allowed, but
go for it.
But it's contingent on what happens to Seth Rollins. Because I think Seth Rollins may be something for potential for another certain thing, but that would be a match that I would be interested in watching. If should Seth stay on Raw, but I have a suspicion maybe he may go to the Blue Brand.
Ooh.
In terms of maybe once again shifting the dynamic, because I think with Seth, was interesting on the Blue Brand. I think not only do opponents, but I think giving him kind of like as a feature type of guy on there, I could see that he has the personality. He's proven he could I wouldn't say carry a show, but he's proven that he can hold his own. And I think him going to SmackDown would be interesting. But once again, if you ask me, I would like to see Gunther go from SmackDown to Raw. And maybe I gave away the Raw to SmackDown with Seth Rollins. It's something I would like to see. But if Seth stays where he's at and we get Seth versus Gunther, I'm not going to be upset about it. It's going to be Seth has proven over the last year and a half he can put on great matches with just about anybody.
Yeah.
So I would kind of like to see Gunther just for that reason, to see, how he would face up against Seth Rollins. That would be something that would be very interesting for me to watch there.
Absolutely. And, I agree with you 100%. Sal, too. We said, we were talking about that last week, just swap the mid-card champions, put Theory on SmackDown, move Gunther to Raw, and, Gunther on Raw, especially now for the time being when they don't have a world champion, they'll have one, end of May. I think it could even showcase them even more because Raw it's Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
It's have him he could be the main heel on Raw. He could be the guy. Because right now, is there even a main heel on Raw? I mean, Brock is part-time. I'm never gonna consider Brock,
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. I feel, a feud, and I like what they're doing. Even though I feel like Judgment Day is gonna move to SmackDown, which I'd rather them stay on Raw, because after Cody's done with Brock, it would be a nice segue for Cody to go through Judgment Day, because then you have Finn. You have Dom, you have Damian, and I wouldn't mind seeing Rhea getting Cody's face. She got in Solo's face, but it's just there's no real guarantee. I think the only thing guaranteed would be the mid cards swapping. Yeah, if I would say it, But other than that, especially now that they introduced this new title, Roman's not moving from SmackDown. He's staying.
Wait, I don't know. What? Yeah, I have a feeling they might move Bloodline to Raw. I have a feeling because Roman's not showing up as much anymore. So anytime he does show up, it's gonna pop. It's gonna pop a rating for Raw.
Yeah.
Okay.
And SmackDown,
I like that.
SmackDown's gonna get over 2 million viewers no matter what.
Yeah.
They're on Fox. They don't need Roman, but
I like it. Yeah. I like that because you know what? By moving Roman to Raw, and he's not going to be there, and you have Gunther there. Literally, what we were just talking about a few minutes ago could happen. Gunther could be the main heel, the main guy on Raw, and then you can have guys like Seth try to take him down. And honestly. Would it be so wrong if Cody takes the IC title first before he gets to the world title?
I think it takes away from what he's trying to do.
Yeah. I think it loses a little bit of its luster if you. Mm-hmm. I mean, you stick.
He already lost though. He already lost at WrestleMania. Well, so I feel like
the story.
Yeah, but
listen, and I agree with the story.
It's story. I think I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
No, go for it. Go.
But I think to kind of like Sal's point, to me, it's the storytelling, and I love storytelling. Like, could Cody be an IC champ? Sure, I could see it, but the reality is, I just don't see it now because, to me, the only realistic person that could beat Roman is Cody.
Yeah.
Because I can't, and there's no disrespect to anybody else on that roster. I mean, I think Michael Cole read a list of the people that Roman beat. That's a couple of baseball lineups and a couple of rosters that he's beaten. So we get this Cody, and I think giving him the IC title. I mean, how
it's like going back to Dash and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, you're taking a step back. You're taking a step back when we're trying to get to for progression. So, like to Sal's point, I think the storytelling and the potential setback like it would be I would once again like to see the match, but I think that we're on a journey and we're on storytelling. So I think whenever that story concludes, Cody is going to end up being on top in some capacity, or keyword should be on top over Roman.
Well, I mean, I've said this before, on older shows. If you are going to have Roman and Cody on the same show now, Cody wins Money in the Bank, announces his cash in at SummerSlam, beats Roman, and then hopefully you still get that massive pop that you want, and it means something, even though you have another world championship. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like a lot could happen, and I agree. There needs to be someone else. You can't have Cody beat Gunther and then beat Roman.
Yeah.
You don't want him to have that Cena effect to where people are like, oh, Super Cody, he's going to get shoved down our throats. You definitely don't want that. But, okay. So
keep him away. Keep him away. I think this is a segue. Keep him away from that new world title.
Yeah.
Do not give him that new world title.
As humanly possible.
I agree.
Yeah. Just, that would be such a tease if they give him that one.
All right. Before the world title, I just want to touch on NXT because I feel like NXT might get pillaged a little bit in this draft because, like we're saying, who's left on SmackDown, who's left on Raw. Yes, the brand split has been a thing for a couple of years, but more recently, it's been ignored. You have the Bloodline on both shows. You have KO and Sammy on both shows. So, you need new stars. No matter if you move Bobby Lashley over to SmackDown and he starts a program with Austin Theory, we've seen it already. We're now just seeing it on SmackDown. So you need something new. I have 5 NXT guys and gals I think are going to get called up. I got Braun because he's just trickling right now in NXT. So it's time for Braun Breaker to get in front of a live crowd, a big crowd on the main roster. I would bring Braun up and put him on Raw. Maybe him and Gunther could get into things. Maybe Braun could be the guy who takes down the tyrants of Gunther. What about you guys? Where do you see Braun staying? Do you see him getting called up? If so, where?
I can see it. I'm very curious to see because I think he's going to face Carmelo Hayes at Battleground, I believe, end of May. But I think when you saw Braun Breaker change, he became this heel. I think it's a preparation for something because the character that he had before he wore the black singlet, which was like, okay, I know he's a heel now because of the black singlet. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. And I said maybe they're trying to change the character now to prep him to go to the main roster because sometimes, and it may be a specific issue just when you call it NXT, it's trying to find a character that works because Braun Breaker's character that he had before he turned heel, it would have worked to an extent and it would have stopped. It would have been like, well, that's what else can you do? And I think by changing the character now, I think you're preparing him to go to the main roster. And I think he fits ideally on Raw. And to your point, put him in front of an audience, put him in front of a crowd, get that reaction. I can see it. And I think it'd work. And, I'm curious to see what happens, Breaker and Carmelo. I don't want to predict and go down the road, but I can see Braun definitely on the main roster because they kind of prepared him for it by changing his character now instead of waiting till he gets on the main roster and then trying to change the character, which is a little bit more complicated. So just change it now, prep him up, just kind of like, you're prepping a guy for, it's like a quarterback, you're prepping him like, okay, make the change now before you make the change. So just do it now. So I could definitely see him on Raw given his new character.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Braun, I don't see Braun going to SmackDown right away. I think put him on Raw, 3-hour show, get him some wins, throw some jobbers out there from the beginning, get to get the the NXT crowd. It's kind of the same crowd every week.
Exactly.
They're not. He hasn't been in front of. I mean, except at the NXT pay-per-views where they have about 10,000, but you got to get him in front of the crowd. Like there's going to be casual fans in that crowd. There's going to be some of the IWC is going to be out there, but get him some wins, put him on Raw, and build him up because he's going to be a main eventer soon.
Yeah, I agree.
I guarantee. We're getting what is it? WrestleMania 40 next year.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely in the next few years, he's going to be main event in one of the nights.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see that, and I agree with both of you guys. What you were saying, but I wouldn't hold too much stock that he's facing Carmelo at the end of the month because Solo randomly won the North American title, had it for 2 weeks. And Shawn Michaels in his lazy eye was like, "Oh, hey, you can't do this. I gotta take that." So
Man.
I could see them doing something where I don't think Grayson Waller's being called up. I would love it. I think he still has more time. What you could do is, if Braun gets drafted, you remove Braun. You have enough time to do some bullshit tournament or whatever to have a replacement. Make it Waller. Do Waller and Hayes at the end of the month, and then, go on from there.
Oh, I will. I can't wait till Waller comes up in the main roster.
Yeah,
he's got some. I could see him and Cody having a great feud.
Yep,
that would be amazing. That would be really good.
The other two, I would love to see Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. One on Raw, one on SmackDown. I probably would put Roxanne on SmackDown, Cora on Raw. I feel like that's how their personalities and attitudes are. And it's fresh. Don't put them in a bullshit tag team with some. Don't do that. Enough with these tag titles. They're not.
You're not gonna like this idea. Then you're not gonna like this idea. I would put Cora Jade in Damage Control.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
the current Damage Control, or are you taking someone out, or are you just
current Damage Control?
Yeah. I mean,
spice it up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the worst idea in the world, because if you do that, I like you say, I think Roxanne fits SmackDown. In fact, she competed on SmackDown before, so it kind of so there's the familiarity, so that kind of fits. But Cora Jade, Damage Control, like that could. I mean,
I would do it like The Rock and the Nation. Cora Jade joins. Eventually there's dissension between her and Bayley, and then she just takes over Damage Control because I don't know why it's not clicking. It's not clicking the way they want it to. I don't know if it's the name. It doesn't help that they were immediately fed to Bianca.
Yeah,
I think they didn't have a chance. So
yeah, I think that was the problem. Yeah,
that and they gave them the tag titles and they barely defended it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think,
and then they lost them when they did.
Yeah.
They did too much too soon. Like if you would have gave it some time, let it stew a little, but they're like, okay, well, guess what? You're facing Bianca. You're not going to win. Boom. You want the belts? Great.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, will you defend them? When we have time on the show.
Yeah.
When there's time in 3 hours to figure out, we'll figure that out. But the Cora Jade to Damage Control, it absolutely, I can see it because her personality. I think we kind of talked about it, with Braun. It's like you're doing the personality changes now in NXT, but when they go on the main roster, that's one less thing you got to worry about. Because sometimes the biggest issue is like I said earlier, calling them up from NXT, is that you can't have the NXT character work on a Raw or SmackDown. Like they could be talented in the ring, they could be great, but the reality is if you don't do some kind of modifications to the character, we're talking, like, to your point, bigger crowd. It's not. It's going to fall absolutely flat. And and you don't want that to happen because they're young, they're talented, and the future's ahead of them. And you don't want that to be like, okay, like the stopping issues, like where their character was terrible. Because we've seen it time and again where we've seen talented people being called up from NXT to the main roster, and then they make some change when they're called up, and it's like, well, it was just too little, too late. And I hope that with Core J and with Braun, I think they're getting it right. Form it now, get them exposed, and then you get them up there because you could see like Braun's a potential main eventer. Like Core J done properly is a potential champion somewhere down the road.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I agree too. And you know what? I feel like too they changed the wrong thing when they call the NXT talent up. You know, they're changing their music, they're changing their Titantron, and that's maybe not so much a Titantron, but you know, the theme music is key. I never understand why they change it. You know, whether it's altered, you know, where like some of like the beat is still in there. To me, just bring them from here, put them here, and stop.
Yeah,
and just stop with it.
It's like when they brought up Tommaso Ciampa and took away his theme song, and meanwhile his theme song was the best thing about him.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is this? Like,
yeah.
You know, he's another one.
Another one. He's missed. I don't know. I didn't see him on the graphic for the draft show.
No.
So I'm assuming he's still out with his injury, but that would be huge to get him back.
I like that though. If you don't see him, you know, if I don't, because he hasn't been around for so long, so keep it a surprise, you know.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, and the next pick to SmackDown. It's like Tommaso Ciampa and.
Meanwhile, Gargano's hurt too, but bring them both back. Bring DIY back. That could be a good idea. Yeah.
Do it. All right, real quick. The last team from NXT that I want to bring up is Pretty Deadly.
Yeah.
And I would put them with the Maxine's male models. Make them legit though. You got to get rid of Mansoor. You got to get rid of Mace or Masui, whatever how you say his name. But then I saw someone say that they should join a group with Seth Rollins. And now I looked at it, I was like, why? Because the way they dress? I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. But all this means nothing if they don't do what I think is the most important thing to do. And the tag champions need to be on both shows. I'm tired of these two sets of tag titles. That's it. Because, you know, Roman held both world titles. Okay. He's now just the undisputed Universal Champion. Hopefully he gets a new belt. You know, it's a mix of blue and black or something. Just not the stupid big. I get why they do it.
Just make him the WWE champion.
Yeah.
So let's go back to where we were like 10 years ago. Like just bring you have the world title and the WWE title, and one's on Raw, one's on SmackDown. Get the Universal title out. Like just vacate. Just I don't know. Like just put it in the trash. I'm done with it.
All right. So you know what? There you go. We're done with the draft. We mentioned some key players that we want. It's going to be very, very exciting. I'm going to make sure I am doing nothing Friday. You hear that, honey? Draft night Friday. I'm booked. Can't do anything. Have to watch the draft. 8 to 10 on SmackDown. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do. But what's even more interesting is this new World Heavyweight Championship. Ooh. I'm not fully in love with the design. You know,
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's, you know, it's not a big WWE logo, but like just like the way they like I feel like it's not necessary, but I get why
they're never changing it. Yeah, they're never gonna change that.
So I just have to accept it.
You could thank Patrick Mahomes for that.
Yeah, I know. But why can't they just give that out? Like, people still know what it is and give your talent something different. UFC doesn't do that shit. You know, like no one else does. I get, and that's the thing. Oh, no one else does it. No one else does a power, one of a kind. Man. So, like, you know, I get why, but you know, for the in-ring talent, give them something different. But I guess that's kind of what we're getting with this world title.
Yeah,
I obviously the big gold is nothing beats that. The original big gold. To me, that's the best title ever. That's the best looking championship ever. Is the original big gold. But I think, you know, the W in the middle is kind of smaller. It's not the whole title like it is for the, you know, the titles that Roman have. So I like it.
I need to see it. I need to see it on somebody to really get a feel for it.
But yeah, it's a good design though. I like it. It's like it's not overtaking the whole belt, and we're getting to the goal. And I like that big. To me, that's one of my top 3 favorite titles. That it's. But I think you got to have
the other two. What are the other two?
Oh boy. We'll be right back, folks. While I I never expect the follow-up questions on. I'm
no, only because you said top 3. You don't have to worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's top 3, guys. The other 2, you'll find it on tomorrow's show. My other two is the wing title. I think that's one of my personal favorite, and this one might not be as popular, but I like it. It's the old Intercontinental belt, like the one like Shawn Michaels had, it's something about that. It looks simplistic, but it's just so. It's not overtaking, and it just looks good around a belt.
It's elegant, and serious at the same time.
Right. You're covering all the bases, and I think it's just something about that belt where I just I just like it when it covers all the things necessary for a good belt. So those are my.
Isn't it crazy how back in like the 80s and the 90s, how fantastic these championship belts were? Yeah. And then as you move forward in time and, things improve, technology gets better, the belts get worse. To me, it's like you have the ability to literally now do whatever you want, and you're choosing this.
Yeah. I think they try to take a wheel and reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
But the wheel is the wheel. It's simplistic. It has a multitude of things to do, and I think now they're trying to. It's getting worse because they're overthinking it. Like just something simple, like to your point, elegant, serious. Like you don't have to try to make something so grand about it. Just make it simple in nature. And those who enjoy wrestling and those who know, they're taking the belts and their design seriously, because it's hard to take some of these new designs seriously. It really is. It's super hard to. It's like they just threw something together and they're like, okay, well, and they just put it out there and it's like, okay, it's gonna work, and it's like, no, it's not, because you're not taking it seriously. And I think that's what happens. Like the better the technology, the worse the mindset becomes in making it more than what it should be.
You get lazy with it, and the last thing we would want is lazy booking when it comes to this new world title.
Yeah.
And who should be the first? What is it? Just the world heavyweight champion?
Yeah.
Who should be the first WWE world heavyweight champion? And keep in mind that they are going to crown this champion in Saudi. So you could automatically take out Kevin Owens, take out Sami Zayn. And listen, even though they're the tag champions, which also may mean they might be losing the belts. It could also be why they changed it from King of the Ring to Night of Champions to crown a new champion. I hope they don't, ixnay King of the Ring, because if you're going to call up, NXT talent in this draft, and this would be a great way to showcase your new talent. But different, don't want to get off topic. Who do you think, if Roman's going to go to Raw like we're predicting, this will be the SmackDown champion? Who would you put on SmackDown to be the face and the new world champion?
See, I have two names. I have two, but to me, when I initially saw the belt, like two names came, and one was like Seth Rollins came to that.
Yeah.
If for some reason, like when I saw him next to it, I'm like, oh, I can see that visually. Another one, and like I said, I don't know if they'll do it or not, but it's something we talked about on this show. To me, this is like the long shot one. It's like I can see Gunther, but to me, I think him having the IC title is better now.
Mm-hmm.
I think somewhere down the road he could be in the picture, but if nobody else, I mean, you can't really go wrong. I think I like Seth. I mean, even if you put it on like Bobby Lashley, I think it's not gonna be upset. Like the only person, or I think you're gonna get really upset about two people if it's Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes. If it's any one of those two, you're like,
there's another one. There's another one out there.
Please.
Omos. If it's Omos, I'm done. I'm writing a formal letter. I'm not even going to type it. I'm going to take time off of my job and tell them I have to write a letter. It may take my lunch break, but it has to be done for the good of the nation. Like,
all right, not Omos.
No.
I would cry.
I'm telling you.
Imagine Roman just comes in and takes it, and he has 3 championships now.
No, they better not.
But you know what? I like that thought, Ladarius, of Rollins on a new show. You know, he was so over without a title, losing pay-per-view after pay-per-view after pay-per-view. You know, it'd be great. I think they should do a tournament. That to me it makes the most sense. You have plenty of time to do it from now until the end of May. Do it. But then again, if they do a tournament, are they going to run another tournament back for King of the Ring? I don't know. But you obviously need some sort of series of matches that determine who's going to fight for this title. And if it is going to be SmackDown, and if Rollins is going to SmackDown, and if Judgment Day is going to SmackDown, I wouldn't mind if they ran it back and did Finn Balor versus Rollins for the first World Heavyweight Champion. Mm-hmm. Kind of like what they did for...
they kind of teased it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They did that for the Universal title. Thing is, if you do that, with everything I just said about Rollins, how he recovers, week after week, I don't think Judgment Day can with another loss, even though Rhea's the women's champion. I give Finn the belt. Let him get another crack at it. He deserves it. It's it could be based around the group, and then by Finn being your champion, ever since he's been in Judgment Day, who's he fought? Rey Mysterio, Edge, AJ, but AJ got hurt. Hell, you could put AJ on SmackDown, and then you have AJ Rollins and Finn Balor all going for this new title, and you're going to get great matches out of it, different stories, and then you have Judgment Day behind Finn Balor as a champion, and then, you could do so many other things with that. Yeah. So I wouldn't mind either Finn or Rollins, but, it could be anybody.
No Omos. No Omos.
As long as it's not Roman, Cody, or Omos,
I'm good.
I'm okay with it.
It shouldn't be Cody, and I don't want anyone to. I don't want Cody to be even look at this. I want his focus to be with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
that's it. And maybe we get a rematch in Saudi. Maybe because they love having Brock over there, and if you have Brock and Cody in Saudi again, then that takes Cody out of that title picture to where it could be like, how's Cody not involved? He's the top guy on Raw. It's like, oh, he's distracted with Brock. Or honestly, because as I'm talking, I'm thinking about it. You don't even need to do that because Triple H said that this title's going to whatever show Roman Reigns is on. So if this is solely a SmackDown title and Cody's on Raw, you don't even have to worry about that.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen? Seth Rollins is going to win the world title. And his first feud is going to be with Logan Paul. Again, They're gonna run it back. Logan Paul wants a championship. He already said it.
Yeah.
I could see Logan Paul at some point winning the title.
Just give him that 24/7 championship. That's fine. Just give him that. Like, who am I going to fight? No, you're the champ, buddy. You don't fight anybody. Just you take it on your podcast. Talk about you're a champion, and how am I hold it? You're the permanent champ. We're not. In fact, you know what? We'll pack it up for you. We don't even need it.
I don't want to give away my trivia questions, but at no point in time should a celebrity win a world championship. So let me get this straight. Logan Paul wants to be world champion. Okay.
If anybody could be if anybody could win a title, it should be him. The only one.
So you want?
No, I'm not saying I want that, but it should be anybody. It should be him. Like
not for a new title though. Not for a new world title.
No, you could give him the U.S. title.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, give him the U.S. title, not the world title right now.
Bret Hart was U.S. champion wearing jean shorts that went past his knees and crew socks.
Yeah.
If he could do that, anyone could be U.S. champion.
That was the
especially with Austin Theory's run right now.
I know.
What he beat John Cena now. What are we doing now?
So here's and
we're
this
back
goes
to
back.
Lashley.
You know what it is though? It goes back to why is Rollins fighting Omos at Backlash?
Oh,
I tweeted this
I don't
out.
know.
The draft is Friday, and then the draft is Monday. You're not going to start, and then the pay-per-view is right after that. You're not going to get into any long-term feuds when you're going to be switching guys all around. So why start Rollins in a meaningful feud to where you know there's going to be another match, so it gives away what show him and his opponent are going to be on. Right. Backlash in Puerto Rico with Bad Bunny, it's going to sell out anyway. So it doesn't matter what matches. So it doesn't matter what matches you put on. You don't even have Roman there. The main thing people want to see is going to be Brock versus Cody. Everything else before that, it's not going to matter. Yeah, and Bad Bunny performing. Oh, he's in a match too.
He's with
probably
Priest
going to perform.
Yeah.
He's going to be with Priest. So those two attractions there. Roman's like, I'll go to Puerto Rico, but I'm not going to Backlash. So Roman's going to be chilling on a beach. You're not going to get anything started until after the draft is done, and I'd rather it that way. Anyway.
It's crazy to think that it's sold out, and Roman's not even on it.
Yeah,
that's how hot they are right now.
Yeah, especially going to last time they were in Puerto Rico was New Year's Revolution.
Yep.
What was the main event? That's not a trivia question, but the world title was on the line. What was the main event?
Chamber match.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember who won it.
Yeah.
You don't remember?
We were just told to say what the main event was. We never specified the contender.
Was it
I'm trying to think who was in? Oh, that was Benoit. No, it wasn't 05. What was the year with Triple H when he won it? Wasn't that Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
I don't
with Randy Orton, Batista, Triple H in the Elimination Chamber.
And him on the world title.
Yeah, that's when it was vacant. It was vacant because something happened.
Yep.
Anyway, it's a good thing this isn't a trivia question because you both would have been wrong. But we're toward the end of the show. It's now time for trivia. We have new intro, and you guys have your pen and your paper?
Yeah, I brought back my lucky
the whiteboard. There you go. I have new graphics for questions. I'm sorry. I have new graphics for answers when they're right or wrong. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Here's our intro for Rasslin Trivia World Heavyweight Championship Edition. Woo! Shout out to Coop for making that awesome graphic and making all of the graphics. And for those who found us without subscribing to Fantasy Sports Corp, shame on you. Pause the video, go subscribe, and then you can catch us every week with our new shows, and there's millions and millions of other content that you guys can catch up on. But now it's time for Rasslin Trivia, and away we go. Question number 1. In 2001, the WCW Championship was defended on Monday Night Raw for the very first time. Name the wrestlers that were in that match.
Oh my god! This is number 1.
Yeah, this is one.
Yeah.
What's question number 4 going to look
during
like?
the invasion angle. This was during the
man.
invasion. I'll give you one hint.
Okay.
One of the wrestlers were fired shortly after, and the other was still with the company.
And there was down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was for the title, but
yeah.
Let me know when your answers are locked in.
Got it.
Yeah.
Locked in.
Yeah.
All right. You know, we'll start with the defending champion.
We don't have
Darius,
to, but
you go first.
yeah, I know it's wrong. I blanked out. I went Ric Flair, Lex Luger. I know it's wrong.
Oh. Sal?
Booker T versus Buff Bagwell? See, I didn't know that was
correct.
I didn't know that was for the world title.
I didn't think that was for the.
Yeah, I didn't know
because I remember the graphic popping up of the red WCW and like world title.
Yeah, I hate when they did that.
Yeah, they didn't have the WCW announcers for that.
Yeah, they brought out Arn Anderson and Stacey Keibler. That's when you knew that wasn't going to work.
Yeah. That was question 1, so that goes to Sal. Darius. Gotta get back in there. I know you've been rusty, so hopefully this is a layup. I got you guys. Okay. Who was the youngest world heavyweight champion?
All right. I hope it hasn't changed.
Let me know when you're locked in.
Yeah, I
you know what? We'll start with Hot Shot Sal. See if he knows. See if he's got
Randy Orton.
You are correct. It's Randy Orton. Darius?
Randy Orton. They would have got that.
That's
like,
correct.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
Right now, it's Sal 2, Ladarius 1, Matt 0. You guys are getting these right. Get one wrong so I can get some points, please. Okay, let's see. Booker T is a 5-time WCW champion. Who did he beat to win his first title?
Like the first WCW title he won?
Yeah, like his first title reign. Who did he beat to win that title?
Oh, man.
Looks like I'm getting a point.
This was the Vince Russo era.
Yeah.
Think about that. There you go.
I don't want to think about the Vince Russo era.
I don't. I'm going to get it wrong now just thinking about it. Great.
I'm okay. This is a long shot, but let's see.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are locked in?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Darius, we'll start with you.
I had like 6 million names in my head. I went DDP.
Ooh. That was my second guess. DDP was my second guess.
It is not DDP.
Right. Jeff Jarrett.
That was my second guess.
Wow,
Great.
Sal.
Great.
Sal with 3 right now.
Jeff Jarrett was like the world champion for like ever.
Yeah,
I know. So I asked 3 questions. Let me just make sure that I don't repeat the same one. Marking them off. Okay. You can get 2 points for this question because spelling counts.
Oh,
if
man.
you spell it the right way.
I was not told that in the pre-show meeting.
No. This one's okay. Spelling counts. Keep that in mind. If you spell it right, you get an extra point. But if you spell it wrong and it's right, you still get the point. So if you spell it right, you get the extra 1 point. But Darius, this could bring you back in the game, or Sal could run away with it.
Yeah, depends if I can.
Now it's spelling.
Spelling.
Who was the first person to hold the big gold championship?
No. I don't know about this one.
I see the wheels turning. The wheels turning.
Wheels are turning, but
No.
you know what? I'm just gonna guess.
He said something hard to spell, so I'm thinking of a name that's hard to spell.
Yeah, no, I didn't say it's hard to spell. All I'm saying is spelling counts.
Well,
it can't be him.
Just think of the big gold title and who was the first person to hold it was.
All right.
What was it? 40 pounds, right? 40 pounds?
I think so.
All right, we're locked in.
no,
Yeah, this is wrong.
Mine's gonna be wrong, so I'll just go with the bang.
Hey, be positive. Be positive. You never know.
I'm pretty positive I'm not gonna get this right.
All right, you know what? We'll start with you, Ladarius. Whenever you're ready, flip that board over.
I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I just went for a name that I wanted to just spell. I know it's not David Arquette, but I just wanted the name to spell.
Oh, David Arquette.
Oh, wait, you put David Arquette?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Mine can't be right. Ric Flair? What?
Here's why.
You tricked me with the spelling.
Because on the big gold belt, when he debuted it in 1986, the spelling on the belt is R-I-C-K instead of R-I-C.
And I
That's
know
why
Ric
I
Flair
said
earlier in the
spelling
show, and hi vey.
I wrote his name down because he's the only guy I think of when I think of the big gold.
But I thought it was a swerve. But
me too.
I said, well, it could be Ric Flair, but
I swerved the swerve.
Man, I hate when people spell it like that.
It's not the right way to spell it.
Yeah, I see people on Twitter all the time spelling it with K. I'm like, how do you spell it? With a C.
That question was courtesy of my boy Tommy Locks. I hope you're watching the show. As one person is. It's probably not you, but thanks for the question. I appreciate it. We have a few more questions, and here's the next one. What was Goldberg's record after losing the WCW title to Kevin Nash?
Oh, man.
So I tuned out. All right.
So part of the record. Part of the record is going to be that one for that first loss. So how many wins did Goldberg have? I'll give you within two. Within two to get it right.
All right.
Darius is over there thinking. He goes, "Oh, I was not ready for this."
No, I was not.
All right, Sal, what do you got?
186.
Yeah!
Too high.
Darius?
I think I went too high too. I went 108 and 1.
Yeah!
Which means I get the point because he was 173 and when he defended against Nash, and then after that loss, he was 173 and 1.
Math and spelling.
I'm coming in hot this week.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for math and spelling.
Math and spelling. History, sure.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Books,
5.
sure.
All right. Here's the layup. Who was the last person to hold the big gold championship?
No. I think this is right.
See, once again, down at myself. All right.
Don't doubt yourself, Ladarius. Don't ever doubt yourself.
I think that ship sailed about question 3. I think. They have a match. Hang on. Okay. The last person. Screw it. I'm in for a penny.
You guys got it? You guys
I got
locked
it.
in? All right, Sal, we'll start with you. Who do you got?
John Cena. Wait a minute. Who the hell? All right.
Darius?
And you said wasn't the big gold belt or just the champ? Oh, boy.
The big gold title.
Okay. Yeah. See, my mind stayed in. Oh no. Listen. I'm just running out of. I like his yoga, so I went DDP.
Oh, I got it.
In my head,
Was it
Triple H
wait a
came in my
minute.
head.
I'll give
Was
you
it
time.
Ziggler?
I'll give you time. I'll give you one more opportunity.
Okay.
He was an answer already for one of the questions.
He
Wait.
was an answer
Was he a
already?
right answer or a wrong answer?
He was the right answer.
Okay. Next. Was I paying attention? Nope. That's okay.
Randy Orton?
I hear
Yeah.
voices in my head.
He was?
Yeah.
And that's when they went to the singular one.
To the other belt,
No?
yeah.
Oh man, I don't remember that. All right.
Right?
I remember one night.
I looked it
didn't
up.
they-
I
Didn't
looked it up.
like the last night of the title? Flair was on the entranceway, and I remember seeing holding his. raising his hand.
He gave him that belt just for him to hold, but
Oh,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Randy. I'm almost positive it was Randy Orton. So I'm gonna mark that as a point for me. It's not gonna matter because Sal's has 4 and
Yeah.
there's one question left, but I'm almost positive. I looked it up. Wikipedia said it, so I have to go back and find when they gave Orton the new one, and then I'll put it on Twitter and I'll tag you guys in it.
no, you're right. You're right.
All right,
Randy Orton.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, never doubt yourself, Matt. Never doubt yourself. Last question. This is not for all the marbles, unfortunately.
No.
And it looks like Sal is going to be taking his title back.
Yeah.
But
I'll be shipping those belts to you. So
the last question. How many times was the Money in the Bank contract cashed in on the World Heavyweight Championship? Big gold, baby, we're talking about. Big gold.
oh, boy.
Not successfully, just cashed in.
Just in total. Okay.
Just in total.
Do we get a range or we just have to?
I'll give you 2 again. Well, I'll give you 1 because I'll give you 1 because it's a shorter number than
Okay.
173.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun number. I had that number.
All right.
I'm gonna
It's
go
a
through.
single-digit number.
Yeah.
I
I figured.
you guys out.
Yeah, I figured that, but I may have the wrong single-digit number because you know what? Forget it. Because if it's the number I think it is,
Balls to the wall. Just go for it.
yeah.
Let me know when you guys are locked in.
I'm locked in.
I'm
it's
locked
wrong,
in.
though.
It's
All
mine's
right.
wrong too.
Let's see, Ladarius. What do you got?
I put 5.
I put 6.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just play it once for the both of you.
At 7.
Was it 8?
8.
I knew it was an odd number. This is fantastic.
Because in the beginning they did only. It was what was it? The first one was WWE.
Yeah.
Second one was WWE. Third one.
Then it was
I
like
remember
world
the
title.
third one. I
after
think
that.
that- yeah.
that's when Edge cashed in on Undertaker when it was supposed to be Kennedy.
Yeah,
After the steel cage match with Mark
that's
Henry.
right.
Yeah. So, winner and new Rasslin Trivia champion, Rasslin Addicts' own Sal.
Do I get the new belt? Do I get the brand new world title?
Yes, you do. All you have to do is hop on to WWEshop.com and get your cart. Check out, use Clarinera, get 4 payments of whatever, and we unfortunately do not validate parking or reimburse you for your purchases. So
yeah, I was more worried about the parking. So
I am sorry, but yeah, we don't validate parking. That was fun. I had a great time. You know, we talked about Punk a little bit, talked about the draft, talked about that new world title, did some trivia. Any final thoughts? I'm gonna channel my inner Jerry Springer. Final thoughts. What do we all have? Sal, anything?
All I'm gonna say is Cody Rhodes better stay away from the new world title. Not anything against the new world title, but he should get nowhere near it. And I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has to win it.
Ladarius, tell us where we could find you.
Well, you can find me here if you found me. Great. You can follow me on Twitter where you see my @Ladarius_Brown. You can also follow me on TikTok there. You can follow me. I write NFL, sports articles, Sports Kita. You can find me. I'm all across the board, but primarily I'm on Twitter and TikTok, primarily doing content @Ladarius_Brown.
I like it. Are you going to be doing anything for the football draft?
I might. I did my podcast episode where I gave my first, predicted the first top 10 picks, and I think it went great. I think it went great. I made some trades, did some things, nice. but I might do a video, maybe recapping some of the highlights, lowlights.
Awesome.
We won't put this low light in there. We'll
where can we find your videos?
Primarily my videos. I put them on my Instagram. I put them on my Twitter. On TikTok, it's @Ladarius_Brown. You can find my content. I'll be doing previews when the conference championship games come around. I'll be doing previews for those. I'll probably have a quick little draft recap and thoughts there. You can find them. I'll post them on my Instagram, @Ladarius_Brown, because I guess somebody out there is named Ladarius_Brown, which is a bit troubling. So it's a bit troubling.
Sounds like you guys need a match at SummerSlam to see who the real Ladarius Brown is.
Yeah, the B-Man got to face Omos, so great.
No, I'll be in your corner. I got you. I'll grab Sal's trivia title, throw it to you, and click clock to the head.
Yeah, Sal creates the distraction, throws the belt on the other side, and I'm 6'4". So I just probably get I just need a mini ladder. I don't need a super big ladder.
There you go.
Boom.
Well, I'm 5'7". I'll be your mini ladder because I can't really do much after that. So
that works.
I'll just hop on my back and boom.
Omos is down. Omos is get that ref in here.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thanks guys for coming on the show. Ladarius, definitely gonna reach out to have you back on again.
Yeah,
because
looking forward to it.
you have to regain your title back. Yeah, you have to get the title back.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I took Sal seriously. My brain just went towards Flair and other.
Yeah.
It went. The answers once they were said, I'm like, yeah. And the spelling threw me off.
Spelling and math.
And
my wife's a teacher.
Numbers
I need to get some arithmetic and some comprehension in there. So
at sense though, that's our sense.
I try. You know what? I'll make the questions a little easier next time.
If you have geography, that'd be great.
Geography. The only geography I know about is that I need to be in the kitchen in 5 minutes to start dinner, because it's getting towards that time. So with that said, thanks everybody for joining. Tune in next week to our brand new show where we're going to recap the draft and probably have lots and lots of questions on why they do this and why they do that. But we don't have those questions yet. We'll have them next week, where you can catch me and Sal Wednesday nights at 5 p.m. Make sure that you're following Ladarius on all the social medias. If it's not 1_, it's 2. But Ladarius, in our hearts, you're number 1. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Take care. Spike your hair. Woo, woo, woo. You know it.